Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're doing something a bit different.
Yeah.
Our source material isn't the usual articles or reports. It's actually a raw audio recording.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, it's a first-hand account from someone investigating a really fascinating and troubling case. You feel like you're right there with them.
Okay, so our mission today then is to kind of pull out the key lessons from this recording, like how these scams actually work on the ground.
Exactly. We're dissecting the details, the patterns, the psychology shared by this investigator who's, deep into tracking a specific scammer.
Got it.
And the central figure here, the name that comes up, is Ghazala Din.
Ghazala Din.
Yeah. The source says she also went by Sadiq and lived apparently on Monk Road and then later Bennis Road. So let's get into it.
Okay. Where does the story start?
Well, the informant, the person on the recording, talks about the first scheme linked to her. And it starts almost believably. An investment.
An investment. Okay.
Someone gave £500 and got £1,000 back.
Double their money.
Within 4 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah. The source mentions this involved an older guy who apparently had no clue about Ghazala Din's, real nature.
Wow. Okay, 500 to £1,000 in a month. That's the hook, isn't it?
Seems like it. But what's really going on there?
Well, that early positive return, it's almost certainly a calculated move. It's designed to build trust fast. It kind of sets an anchor,
An anchor?
Yeah, like anchoring bias. That first amazing result makes you think, okay, this is real, this works. It makes you less likely to question things later on. Sets a really high but false expectation.
Right. It plants that seed of legitimacy. Makes sense. So that win was just the setup.
Pretty much a classic tactic.
And from there, the source says things escalated. Quite a bit, actually.
How so?
We then hear about a totally different thing. A driving license service.
Okay, like getting people licenses they shouldn't have?
Apparently. Someone reportedly paid £3,700 for one license.
Whoa, okay, that's a big jump from a £500 investment. £3,700.
Yeah. And Ghazala Din allegedly arranged it, supposedly with help from someone described as a short, fat guy on Monroe.
Monroe. Like a street name, maybe? Or a nickname?
The source doesn't specify, just on Monroe.
Yeah.
But yeah, £3,700. That escalation, what does that tell us? More confidence from her?
Yeah.
Or the victim being drawn in?
It's likely both. It shows the scammer feeling bolder, but it also demonstrates how that initial success makes people more willing to commit larger amounts. It's like commitment and consistency psychologically.
How do you mean?
Once you're in, even for a small amount like that first £500, you're sort of invested. You want to believe it's real. So when the next bigger ask comes along, you're more likely to go for it to justify your first decision.
Ah, okay. You're already committed.
Exactly. And it seems to have worked because the source then says another person paid her £7,400.
Double the £3,700.
Yep. For 2 more licenses, all apparently based on the success of that first one.
Oh.
It just snowballs.
Wow. Okay, so things are escalating, money's changing hands.
Yeah.
And then,
according to the informant, she just vanished.
vanished. Like completely.
Yep. Disappeared around April 2013. Last known address was somewhere the source calls Commentary. We think that probably means Coventry.
Coventry. Okay.
Yeah.
And just no contact after that.
None reported by the source. Just gone.
Huh. April 2013.
Yeah.
But hang on.
What is it?
You mentioned the investigator, the source of the recording. When did their dealings, the ones that started this investigation, happen?
Ah, yes. That's the really intriguing part. Despite her disappearing back in 2013, the source states the dealings that got them involved were around 2021, maybe even 2022.
Wait, seriously. Years later.
Years later. It highlights just how long the impact of these things can last. And it shows this investigator is digging deep, trying to piece together this puzzle almost a decade after she supposedly vanished.
That adds another layer of complexity. So wrapping this up then, what are the big takeaways for you listening?
Well, looking at Ghazala Din's reported methods, you see that pattern, right?
Yeah, it seems clear. Start small, make it look good, build that false trust.
Exactly, using the psychological hooks we talked about. Then escalate the demands, get bigger sums.
And then the vanishing act. Poof.
So for you, the listener, the lesson is really about vigilance. Question those initial too good to be true results, especially if details, like timelines, seem a bit off or inconsistent.
Right. That initial win can blind you.
It can. It's about critical thinking. Even when something feels positive at first, don't let an early success switch off your skepticism.
Which leaves us with a final thought, really. How do we get better at telling the difference between a real opportunity and a really clever deception, especially when that first step, that bait, feels so profitable? But the facts underneath seem, well, murky or hard to pin down. Something to think about, maybe, regarding trust, verification, and not just taking early wins at face value.